have it fixed.
So yeah, we should be good now.
Agenda. Any have approval of the agenda?
I move we approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. We approve the agenda. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Councilman Weaver, did you vote in the aye? Can we see?
He says no audio.
Yeah, he doesn't have his audio on.
We got to turn that on for him.
Yes, do it.
Bo. Is your audio on now? Still no audio.
Just told him to turn on his audio.
There he is.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Oh, sorry.
Okay. We're good now. And it wasn't I.
Aye, thank you. Well noted. Any communication from the citizens? None being. Move on to the consent agenda. Approval of the minutes for March 23rd, 2021. Any additions, deletions, corrections?
I'll move to approve the minutes.
Second.
Been moved and second, we approve the minutes for March 23rd, 2021. Any further discussion?
Do we have a date for the 2 budget workshops yet? Was that mentioned
No, we were gonna set them,
today, next week?
Yeah.
Okay. And when were the 4 units of senior housing paid for? Is there a date on that?
Well, they were.
I said they're paid for, but what I'm asking, was there a date? Did we talk about a date?
I have the lien release, specific date was never discussed.
Okay, that's all. I didn't know if that was discussed. I missed
I
it.
believe it was in January.
Okay.
I may be wrong, but I believe it was in January of this year. Exact date of it. Any other discussion? All in favor to approve the minutes, March 23rd, 2021? Oh, we've already, say aye.
All right.
Aye. Unanimous. Approval of the bills, March 24th, 2021 to April 13th, 2021.
I'll move to approve the bills.
I've had a motion to approve the bills, March 24th, 2021 to April 13th, 2021. Can I have a second?
Second.
Been second. Discussion. Anybody have some discussion? None being, all in favor of approving the bills from March 24, 2021 to April 13, 2021, say aye. Aye.
All right.
Motion approved unanimously. Public hearing, liquor license renewals, 2 of them.
We have 2 liquor license renewals these have been paid for the Lucky 5 and Fastlane.
Is the Fastlane going with the full-blown retail everything?
Yes.
Just curious.
They're just holding on to the license until their establishment
Sure.
is. Then it'll actually, hasn't actually been issued, it's just been approved in the previous one, so we're just renewing that one.
I'm trying to get into my email and I keep on pulling up last month's.
Can I have a motion to approve? Should we do these licenses let's do them individually or?
Yeah, we
Yes.
can do it
Together?
I'd rather do them individually in case there's
Okay.
discussion.
Yes.
Like last time there was discussion, plenty
Right,
of discussion. Let's have a discussion.
Yeah, that was,
The first one would be Tim Davis, Fast Lane Incorporated.
I'll move to approve Fast Lane's liquor license.
Second.
been moved and seconded that that we approve the liquor license for Fast Lane. Discussion.
So is it hard liquor, everything, or just beer, like
No, this would be a full liquor
full
license. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, but it's the same liquor license that the left tackle had.
Correct. That's a full.
Okay,
So it's more than just packaged sales. It
allows for more than package sales. You can do. Bar
It could be a bar if they
Yeah,
wanted.
It's all inclusive of the full retail, but mainly packaged liquor. Actually, this one specifically would not be a on-premise. They don't want the bar, so it wouldn't be served on-premise for consumption.
So
It'd be off-
package.
Yeah, package.
That was their intent. I didn't,
Yeah.
yeah. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same?
And the second one is to
There's unanimous.
Jeanne and Sterling Roberts for Lucky Five. These have been paid and collected. And that would be a combination of on and off premise consumption.
I'll move to approve the Lucky Five liquor license on and off premises.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Approve the liquor license for the Lucky Five. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, say aye.
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 we had some liquor licenses that were, how are they described? May I approach that?
Oh.
What happened to those other licenses that we had previous? Are they being renewed or?
So the third license that we had for up to full retail for the town, that has not been renewed. No application's been filed, so that would revert to the town for awarding or
To be awarded,
to award.
to be bid out. Okay,
Did I finish my vote? All in favor, aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Approve the Lucky Five. Would you, Chris, shed the light on our unemployment insurance expenditures increase?
So, as you may have heard, federal government has been so inclined to grant extra payments for unemployment insurance across the nation. And as a result of that, many people have remained on unemployment for an extended period of time, which has completely depleted the state's coffers for unemployment insurance, which resulted in an increase of 4,000% to our unemployment insurance. So what this means is we've gone from $100 every quarter to $4,000. So what is before the council now is an emergency amendment to the budget for expenditures to compensate the line items for unemployment insurance and the described amounts on this document, which totals $9,225 to cover what was already paid, to put us over budget, as well as the next quarter to get us through the end of the fiscal year. I don't have an offset for this right now, so our projected fiscal year 21 funding is $43,308. Minusing this out, that would be $34,083 after this emergency expenditure. So we're still projected year to year budget wise. Okay, but that takes away that cushion a little bit.
There's absolutely nothing funny about it, but there's times you just have to grin and bear it. It's like, oh, man.
Yeah, the thought is it'll decrease each quarter coming up, but for now, this is what it is.
This hit everybody
Yeah.
in the state. I'm sure Mike got a similar bill.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well,
why
you
I'm
can
thinking
laugh. That's
great.
good.
Hopefully it's not 4,000%.
No. Well, I just see the cause and effect. If we did a job, I mean, it's irrelevant. We had a job interview. If you're not going to pay me more than my unemployment, I'm not interested. That was the end of the interview.
And that,
Well,
the consequence is this.
Uh-huh.
Yes, exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah, employers all over are having a hard time finding people because they're getting paid so much on unemployment. That's fact. So can we have a motion if we need to move that money around? Or do we
Well,
need-
this is the line item increase, so I need, the motion would be to emergency increase in these line items for those amounts. What would that be? This kind of- I can't move the money around, actually.
If we move it around, we're not actually increasing our budget.
Oh,
No,
we are.
they're-
Oh, we
Yeah,
are.
this is
But
actually
we're not
increasing
in,
the budget. I'm not just moving money yet,
okay,
in this case.
okay.
I don't have the offset.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't.
We have no option, so I'll make the
Yeah.
motion. If Kathy has it written down there somehow or another.
I do know.
Can I have a second to increase our budget for expenditures for unemployment in the amount of $9,225 for the rest of this fiscal year?
Second.
Been moved and second. Councilman Weaver seconded. Any further discussion?
I just want to note that it's taking out from our surplus, it'll have a budget for the year, so it's not pulling from savings or anything.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Councilman Weaver?
Yeah, I said aye.
Okay, I didn't hear you. It is unanimous. Thank you. Can I have a motion to go into executive session to discuss personnel and real estate?
So move.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Been moved and second that we go into personnel and real estate. Any questions, any further discussion? None being, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. The time is 7:21.
Hello.
Turn your audio off, and that's just keep your most of the protection.
Gotcha.
Just make sure you turn your audio off on your laptop.
Have audio.
Moving the bear down.
But I don't know.
We're back live.
And a motion to move into our regular meeting.
So moved.
Second. Can I have a
Second.
second?
Second.
Then moving second, we go into our regular meeting. Any discussion? None being, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Time is
We
7:48.
got the clock right on 7:48. I see we don't have any appearances by citizens or public presentations. Unfinished business. Town cleanup. Did anybody come up with any ideas?
Yeah, we did kind of leave that. I wasn't sure if we were having one or not.
Well, I just wanted to make sure if anybody had any other ideas. I think we decided we were gonna kick it around, because I really didn't have an answer of what to do.
I haven't come up with anything.
So I know we don't want to do what we did in the past that I did know was gonna spend a ton of money. I don't know if we were gonna try to identify senior citizens or something that we would help out or something like that.
I had the same problem with it that Bud had. That, geez, it's been several years ago, and there was two perfectly healthy guys that were actually visiting about what a pain it was to get the elk off the mountain the year before. And then here's, what was Gary and Wanda
Yeah,
out there picking up their
well, I agree.
yeah, you know, that was, yeah.
The feedback I've heard through the community, I guess collectively as a community, is we have some trouble spots where there's large accumulations of garbage. I think there's a certain, those who can do and those who can't teach. I mean, that's what came to mind, but those that are interested for the most part do or ask for help to get their garbage taken care of, whether it be an appliance or a couch or whatever. And those that don't, it seems to accumulate until either the bill's going to be free or someone's going to come do it for them. So the feedback that I got was from previous volunteers that aren't super excited. They didn't say no, but they didn't say yes, that they want to go off and continue to do this again. But I think the overall it's fallen more into the abuse category than the help category.
Would like put out something, if you need help to remove, have it a request, not just a guarantee that we're gonna, then we're gonna say, well, you pick and win losers, and that probably doesn't work either, But if someone was really in need, I think is one thing. I got a pickup in a trailer, I could help a little bit too. You know what I mean? But
Well, I agree with you 100%. People that really need the help, and it could just be that they just can't handle the stuff or don't
Sure.
have anything to haul it in. It isn't necessarily just old people, because I'm starting to get there.
no, you're not. You're a young man,
Yeah.
So I could,
Buddy,
younger than me.
you got any ideas on how we can actually, I shouldn't have put, that's up to the mayor.
No, that's
He's your guy, Mr. Mayor.
that's fine. We allow that. I'm asking for help.
Well,
I hate
like
to put
I was
Bud on the
saying
spot.
before, you know, you're elder or handicapped, I didn't have no issue with that. But I can drive around town, and this evening I drove around and I've seen one where, you know, these are younger kids and it's household trash that they're just piling up in the corner, and it's quite a pile.
Not too sure about some of our city ordinances may cover some of
Right.
that.
You know, it's like, and them are, I mean, like I said before, my personal opinions, that's, you know, I mean, fully capable, but yes, the older or handicap, I have no problem, you know, and
Yes.
plus we always had a problem with volunteers too,
Sure.
you know, so.
But yeah, what happened 2 years ago was the town was really used and abused with that.
When it first started out, and I remember back when Don was here,
Mhm.
I mean, it was a good thing, and it was a lot of the elderly or handicapped that we helped, which was a good thing. We had a lot of volunteers. But then it just dwindled and kind of got, you know, going the wrong direction,
Yeah.
you know, so. So as far as the elder or the handicap, you know, or someone, you know, single mother that just got a little car that can't haul stuff, you know, I mean, there are exceptions, but it's
Agreed.
people. But I have no idea how you would actually, you know, vote that to say who gets it or not without them coming back and saying, well, you just, you know, I live on this side of town, so you didn't choose me. So I hear a lot of that, so.
So I could answer this, I need to answer this from what we do in our business. How do I answer that without being like,
As an expert witness.
as an expert witness? So what we have found helpful when people have this situation, they call us and they're very specific to what they have. So for example, if you have a couch and refrigerator, you call the office, you schedule a pickup for a couch and refrigerator. We tell you it's $10 per appliance. We show up and pick up 2 pieces. So if you took that in the community sense, if an elderly person called or made an arrangement, the town says, I have a couch or I have a hot water heater, then the volunteer, whoever shows up, that's what they go and get, instead of I grab my 10 boxes and put it down on the list. And that's how we've been able to safeguard ourselves from not being we pick everything up. And so the town would give that opportunity. So it's not discriminating by any means. It would say, well, we will offer one piece pickup or something, but a given quantity instead of I brought my trailer from my backyard out front and I'll be on the porch while you guys do your thing.
So you're saying the town needs to, on a website or somehow notify the people that these are individual requests, specifically stating what you want picked up. At the same time, the town can then say, we will not pick up hazardous materials like paint, tires.
TVs,
Yeah.
mattress. I mean,
Yeah,
put your
so
list.
we can exclude certain items as well. No household garbage.
And that's similar to what other communities, so out in the reservation area, they're getting ready to do a cleanup now. And they identified electronics as a very specific item. Fremont County has some stuff in lieu of that. Riverton does the same thing, to where they offer these cleanup services, but they segregate, say, if you have a television or if you have any electronic waste, it needs to go to this location. Not so much, it's still free, but they don't want it mixed in with the general waste.
Do we have a little bit of budget this year? Did we budget anything for that?
No, we did not.
So we'd have to try to keep our budget small and might find some place where we can pull it. So, or not. I mean,
We have.
I think when we were looking at our budget last year, the year before was so expensive and we didn't know. Sky was falling, so we didn't know if we was getting any money or not, you know.
There's places in the budget to pay for it. It's just a matter of what the limit would be that the council would want to use of what I have available to code it under. Is all.
Where would it have to go?
I would
Riverton.
put under the transfer station, probably go right to Sandra, wouldn't it?
Typically, it would depend on how that would be the easy route. There could be some segregation that it could go to Riverton to the Bell Station instead of going to Sandra. But in general, the bigger items will typically go out there. And that rate is $80. So whichever station you utilize, it's all $80 per ton versus Shoshoni used to be by volume. That's what happened in the previous years because some of it went to Shoshoni, others of it went across the scale at $80 a ton, and that's what affected the price substantially.
What about if one of us contacted Hopper Metals to see if they would be interested in any, appliances or something that they recycle for pickup from them? Maybe that would help save the town money and also help a small business here in town if they're interested in something like that.
I can't speak to that.
I know. That's what I was trying to figure out how to address it.
You can say whether or not you'd be interested in something like that. but-
As an expert witness, I can tell you how I would do this town cleanup, but I don't know where I cross that threshold of it. And so in case anybody doesn't know in the audience what we're getting at, this is what we do 3 or 4 days a week. We clean up Shoshoni on a daily basis. We picked up 2 roll-off containers today out of Shoshoni. So
we
Just make it
probably, let's research that a little bit before we get into waters we shouldn't be in. But let's try to research on how we can help some of the people. Probably good to help our town, and then the people that are unable to help themselves.
Well, we're pretty much unanimous, aren't we, that we want to help people that really
Yes.
need it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Joe, I'd like to call Hopper Metals and just ask them to see what they thought about, if someone was throwing in, scrap metal or something that would be worth their value.
Sure.
For them, would make it worth their while for taking it. I don't want to give them a bunch of junk, but I want to see if it might be something that, they would be interested in. A, it would help them, and B, it would help town costs.
Yeah. Go ahead and pursue that, Councilman Weaver. What was I at?
We'll table this.
Yeah, we'll table it to our,
I move we table the town cleanup.
been moved, we table the town cleanup. Can I have a,
second.
been moved second, any further discussion? None being, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Been unanimous. Town hall remodel for advertisement for bids. We've been looking at a design on what we're looking at town hall, the new town hall, moving to the old school admin building. With the last talking with Brad Brink, that we may need to reach out to an architect or an engineer to finish our design. We've got to make sure we're not crossing any lines, and everything that he's put together, he did pretty much for free before. But he was researching to make sure this is a bigger building and a little more complicated, to make sure that his plans would be acceptable to the fire marshal and everything else. Make sure we don't have any. So that was my last conversation with him Friday. And I had no chance. I hadn't had a chance to talk to him. I was gone yesterday and today. So I didn't have a chance to chase that down anymore, but I think we're gonna be into where we're here relatively soon, where we're gonna be that, but we're not there right now. We gotta make sure we have no issues with the fire marshal. Electrical, we got new law, just got passed for electrical too. Federal law just got adopted. I know a mayor in Riverton is having a lot of heartburn over it, but we're gonna make sure everything is in line so we can, and that way we'll have a kind of a estimate of what we're looking at, but we're not there right now to advertise for bids, but when we get to, that's what we're gonna do. So when I have more information, I'll bring it to you. There again, I'm meant to be more prepared for today, but I've been gone the last 2 days. So,
You still
Hey, Joe.
looking?
yes,
I'm actually going to go on a ride along with Will. Wickenburg just redid an old bank building into a police department, and I'm gonna get a tour of the inside of that police department and kind of see how things are lined up. And I'll take some photos and share them with you and Chris. I mean, it might not be nothing, but it might be some ideas in there that you guys might like, because
Sure.
they just completed this, and I thought it would be kind of neat to do a tour of it after I do a ride along.
okay. Very, very good. Doesn't hurt to compare.
No, maybe there's an idea in there that Chris might like on something. Who the heck knows?
Sure. You bet. The old B&B Motel and Nunez property. I believe we need to put it up for sale. I think we'll discuss that in an upcoming work session on real estate, on how we're going to exactly, by following the law, exactly how we're going to sell it. I would, can I have a suggestion on price?
I'd suggest do 80,000.
We did have a market analysis that was very near $80,000 on the property, and that would be 6 commercial lots and the shop building. They are zoned commercial.
I agree with Mike. I think real estate's kind of turning right now, and it might be a good thing to go that high.
But anyway, that was a market analysis we did receive. So hopefully we'll, here in the next few weeks or so, we'll come up with how exactly we're going to put that on market.
For those of you, we're talking
You bet. Go ahead.
B&B and Nunez, if you're familiar with that. So yeah, it's the whole thing.
Yeah, it's 6 lots there on 5th Street and off 5th Street in Idaho. And buddy, do you have what the size of that shop is? I don't either. But
Is that being used for storage right now?
I believe the town is using it for storage. Do we want to try to set up a meeting for next week to discuss real estate? Is that
Special work session.
special work session? Yes.
Did you make the motion for 80,000 for the price?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So I'm going back through my head,
Okay.
what's been said.
Oh,
So.
Okay.
no, I just shared that as a suggestion.
Okay,
Yeah. We can make a motion, make it official. If you want.
That we set the price at that.
We'll set the price. That'll be our asking.
I'd make a motion that we do an offer or a suggested price of 80,000 for the B&B and Nunez property.
I'll second.
Been moving second that we list the price for $80,000 for the B&B property. Any more discussion? Done being, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
All right.
Unanimous. Opposed? None. Move on to the town attorney.
wait, I thought you talked a little bit about work session.
Oh, work
next
session.
week.
Yeah,
So
work
that's
session.
where I was at.
Oh, yeah, okay, date. You got a, Bo, do you have any idea? Is it pretty fluid when you think there's a chance you might be back in Shoshoni?
Not sure yet what day. I will be back next week towards the latter end. If you want to try it for Friday, I know I could make that. I'm not sure if I'll be back Thursday or not. I know Friday's a bad day.
I'll be gone.
What about the following week?
I'll be home, so I'm open.
What's 6 o'clock on the 27th?
That's right before our council.
That is correct.
You think that's enough time? That's my only question. I'm fine.
That's
with
just a
that.
thought.
At least it'd be short.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, we know it'll be
Good.
short.
Is it something that we could do in an executive session?
No, this is
No.
a public meeting,
This gotta be this is a public meeting.
so we can discuss how we want to sell it, and
We can do that in an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that in an hour. 6 o'clock, the 27th? Yep. Have a work session on real estate. Very, very good. Oh,
Let's do that at 6 o'clock.
yeah, we gotta get our budget meetings in here relatively soon too.
Do it at 5:30, we could probably get it all done.
that was two things. We got the budget on the board. Is that too late?
The first one is going to be more on the revenue side. So probably shorter than we do that. We just won't push it up too far. I think we can do both.
We have all of June still to get this done, still. I mean, that's 2 months.
Well, you want it, yeah, done by mid-June.
I mean, you got to what, the 21st of June? Get it done, 22nd?
Somewhere around there,
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll start with 3 readings.
May 11th, May 25th, May 8th, May 22nd. That's 4. And if you need to have a special meeting to report readings.
Yes. So, we'll set our
On a
first-
different date.
We'll set it our next meeting, our first budget meeting. Okay,
We can decide up on the 27th, next meeting. Okay.
Yeah.
I move we have a special work session on real estate on April 27th at 6 o'clock.
can I have a second?
Second.
Moving second, we have a special meeting on real estate. Not a special meeting, but a work session on real estate. April 27th at 6 p.m. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right,
Is unanimous. Opposed, none. Town attorney. Well, I will read that if you want me to.
Let me read it.
Yeah, go ahead. You read better than I do.
Okay, from Perry Markle, Town Attorney, addressing the governing body and the citizens of Shoshone. Dated April 9th, 2021. This writing is directed to both the Shoshone Town governing body and to the citizens of Shoshone. In recent weeks, 3 councilmen have made it very clear that they do not want me to be the town attorney. A great deal of political acrimony and strife is focused on me. It has interfered with the functions of the town government. Therefore, I think it is better for the town if I stand aside. Mayor Highsmith, Councilman Weaver, and a large contingent of Shoshone citizens have made it very clear they want me to stay. I am humbled and grateful for their support. The timing of all the acrimony and strife is unfortunate. At the beginning of the year, I expressed to both the mayor and to Councilman Weaver that I personally needed to step away from serving as the town attorney and suggested it was time to find someone suitable to replace me. I also spent personal time looking into specific people that the mayor might be comfortable working with. I appreciate that Mayor Highsmith and Councilman Weaver wanted me to stay on board as long as possible. However, there is another reason for my leaving the attorney position. Legal time has been so consuming that I cannot properly attend to personal health and family matters. These are things I must attend to and cannot continue to delay. If the governing body would like for me to remain as town attorney a little longer to help transition to a new town attorney and wrap up projects, I am willing. However, I do not want the transition to take long. I need to attend to health and family matters, which are more important. I suggest making April 30th, 2021 my final day as town attorney. Again, I thank Mayor Highsmith, Councilman Weaver, and many citizens of the town of Shoshone for their support and encouragement. Very much.
I would like to say, when did you receive that?
I received this at 4:30 this afternoon.
Yeah, I also did not see this till this, right before the meeting when I got home. I missed it.
4:54.
But it's, what does the council desire? He's offered to help us clean to finish this month, or he'll step down. Is effective now. It's up to the council. Yeah, it's up to the governing body what we want to do with that.
Do you want him to stay till the 30th, Joe?
I think it would help us. We got things going on. I think it would help us get things squared away, get things cleaned up. I think it would.
Do you need a motion on that? If you do, I'll make the motion.
I think we need 2 motions.
Need a
you want
motion to accept it?
One to accept,
Okay,
and when we accept his resignation. And the second one would be to advertise for the attorney.
okay. Get to making some motions.
I never put this on the agenda, so I'm just my mouth shut for now.
Okay, so what do we need to, our first motion needs to be,
To accept the resignation,
okay,
and by what date?
so that can be the 30th.
It can be the 30th or can be today. Yeah.
Well, I would make the
Yes,
motion that we accept his resignation effective
April 30th.
for the 1st, whichever. May 1st.
May 1st.
Yeah.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded that we accept Barry Markle's resignation as town attorney effective May 1st this year. Any further discussion?
I have a question for you as governing person. Third paragraph, he says where he personally told you and Councilman Weaver that he was thinking about stepping away. Why wasn't the rest of the council informed?
This wasn't anything he was planning on stepping away in the near future. It was, could have been early next year or you know, it wasn't anything in the near future. This was something that he mentioned that this could be the end of the year, early next year. It wasn't pending. And he was actually looking at potential other attorneys that possibly might be able to step in that would try to fill his role, you know. So he'd started that process, but was not in a hurry in doing it because nothing was pending. But this was something that he was looking at. Could be late in the year or early next year, depends on found anybody. There was no rush, so that was what transpired. But he said it told me that it became very, I didn't see this letter, but we've had some conversations. But he told me, it was very obviously explained in his letter, that it's become a disruption to the town business, and it was be better for him and the town if he stepped down. He feels that this wasn't, it was distracting from doing good, and that was never his intent. He did not want to become a political figure, and he has had some personal things pop up recently that really needs to be addressed. That also wasn't known a few months ago. This is new. He's got some personal things he doesn't want to disclose, but he needs to address personally. And so he just figured it's best for all involved if he stepped down. So that's what he did.
I'd like to say something, Joel.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm upset with this whole thing on Perry. This whole thing's been a witch hunt since day one. I mean, to me, it's been a smear campaign. I mean, there was even talk on disbarment. I'm ashamed on how this council has treated Perry. I truly believe without these attacks, he would have stayed a little longer. I still haven't had any good reasons on why, they want him gone. I mean, what has he done wrong? I want to tell Perry thank you for doing a great job for our town and that he'll be missed. But I'm completely ashamed, since even the people in the crowd have asked why, and there's been no answers, and I don't blame him. I mean, he has his reasons. I don't blame him for going, really, because my God, you talk about tar and feather. So that's all I have on that.
Any further discussion? None being, all in favor to accept Party Marple's resignation effective May 1st, 2021, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Note that Councilman Weaver voted aye for being opposed. 4 for and 1 against. Central new business.
Adford Attorney.
Pardon?
Adford Attorney said
Well, ad for the attorney.
I move we advertise for a new attorney.
New city attorney.
Yes.
Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded. Do we advertise for a new city attorney? All in favor, say aye.
What about
Aye.
discussion?
Aye. Oh.
We get,
the
what about discussion?
Any discussion?
The only thing I have is I'd like to, I'm curious to see after a year of a new attorney, I'd like to compare prices and everything on what Perry was charging in comparison. Cause I highly doubt, and I hope we find someone that'll do it for around Perry's wage, but I'd like to compare the two at some point.
We will, of course, take budget in consideration. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 I,
Motion passed unanimously. No nays. Now move on to central bank's trust signature card.
So I'm needing to change some signatures around. I need to get council's approval to remove Kathy Blair from the signature card at Central Bank and Trust. And I would recommend adding Ron Ankeny, Councilman Ankeny, sorry, as a fourth signature on the town accounts. Councilman Demick is hard to find sometimes.
Oh, I'm with you now. I'm retired.
Councilman Zenta is busy building a house or doing things. And I see you every day, so I figured it'd be more accessible.
Well, I can't do too much damage with a ballpoint pen.
I don't trust your ballpoint pen, but I'll give you a
Okay. You're gonna put the amount in anyways.
I move we change the bank signature card to Central Bank and Trust and remove Kathy Blair and add Ron Ankeny to the signature cards.
Can I have a second?
second,
Been moved and seconded that we remove Kathy Blair from the signature card at Central Bank and Trust and add Councilman Ron Ankeny. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Can I have a police report, please?
Also included in the police report is the companion library report. As far as the police department goes, Officer O'Neill will be finally graduating from the Law Enforcement Academy on April 20th. He will have a few days off before he resumes work patrol on Monday, April 26th. This will enable the police department to resume 7-day-a-week patrol coverage throughout the evening hours, 7 days a week, instead of having to pick and choose. Which leads into some of the issues I'm going to bring up about property crime reports have started to increase over the last 2 weeks. Just as a reminder to the community to be vigilant, locking your doors. And also I did pass out my work cell phone number to every resident Shoshoni. If you suspect anything, you can call dispatch immediately, or you can text me or call me on my cell phone. And I'll try to hopefully wake up when you call me if it's 5 o'clock in the morning. On the first ring, if not, call back. But in all seriousness, I can't do this job without the community's involvement and helping to see what they see or report what they see when they see it, not 3 days after the fact. And some of these crimes that are occurring are happening at late night hours when there's nobody around and it's being discovered the next day. And it's really hard when all you have is a footprint that could theoretically be anybody. So I need the community's help in being vigilant and paying attention to what's going on, reporting what they see. And they can do it anonymously, they can do it in person, they can call me, they can text me. And I just want the community's help with this. And definitely be vigilant on locking your doors to your vehicles and securing any valuables, not leaving them out throughout the nights. Which goes into the staffing issue as far as increasing evening patrols. So we will be out available as well. So if you call, we will be able to respond immediately while we're out patrol. The Shoshone Police Department reported 5 DUI arrests over the last month. 3 warrant arrests, 96 citations for various offenses, mainly traffic. And we responded to 2 incidents of disorderly conduct with 2 additional controlled substance incidents. The canine that we now have has been deployed on 4 occasions in the past month. This is a point of reference. Last year at this point, we had, of course, at the time it was short-staffed severely, but we had 1 arrest in 3 months. We've had this month, last month, but we had 5 in just 1 month. For the year, I believe we're at 18 arrests. I'll have to get the exact number, but people are getting out and about from COVID, and a lot of it's fueled by alcohol. A lot of it is fueled by illicit substances and things happening at night. And there's a lot of people that have warrants out there. They don't go to court right now, so that's also an issue. So that kind of feeds back on what I previously said about property crimes and being vigilant in the community. That's all I had for the police report.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Do you currently work like days in a swing, or do you just mix the shifts up and just keep everybody guessing?
Right
I'm just
now,
curious.
well, with Andrew being at the academy, that's exactly what I've been doing.
That's what I thought. Okay.
I mean, I would love to publish my schedule because it's great to know when I'm not going to be working, or Andrew or Matt or Jeff or anybody. Then, so we try to stick to a 7 days a week schedule, but hours of operation vary. Well, I saw you Sunday. You said, hey, you can take a day off.
Yeah, you can go off sometime.
So we try to ensure that we're out, try to target it on days that it's more prevalent. But when can you predict when a property crime is going to occur or a DUI? It's, we do the best we can with what we have. Andrew would be a big bonus because that'll have 40 hours of coverage a week. So
Sure.
that'll be
You were out to 4 in the morning the other.
on Friday. Yeah.
Well, the reason I asked that, I've had some people around town that wondered if you guys were working enough at night, and they make a comment, well, I never see him at 2 in the morning or something. I'm going black pickup truck 2 in the morning. I'm not going to be looking for you either. But yeah, I realize you can't predict when a crime's going to happen. But yeah.
But they've been out at 2 in the morning, guaranteed.
Well, yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah.
But that will increase now starting next week when Andrew's back. So it'll be every day. There's probably some days where they don't see it as frequently. There's 2.5 officers working 24 hours in the day. It's 7 days a week. It's hard to.
Do you have any idea when that other car will be in and get it equipped? Or is that just a guess at this point?
The guess would be it will arrive probably in July.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully it'll be operational in August. Best guess.
Between the 2 Crown Vics, one of them will probably keep running that long then. Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
I know.
But yeah. Anything else?
Good job on getting those drugs, Chris. I'm real happy to see that.
Thank you. Well, that's Project having the K9 and some cooperation with some other partners in the area that we relied on to deal with some of that stuff too. So it's been a team effort.
That's a huge thing in my book. Thank you again.
Library report for March, total patrons 264. Revenue reported $157 in cash. $2.40 in copies, $10.30 in late fees, and $4 in book sales. Also want to thank Kathy Blair and Gary Stetler for their donated hours. Kathy actually donated 117 hours of volunteer time.
Holy
And,
cow.
Gary donated an additional 4 hours. She's kind of busy, so understandable. Maybe Jake will let her out of the house occasionally.
Work, I don't know what you.
We also had some donations. The mayor and Mayoress Highsmith, I don't know. Second Lady Shoshoni, I don't know.
My wife Kathy.
Your wife, Kathy. Donated a fax machine and a phone on loan. Donated some PlayStation 4 games, steering, a foot pedal and attachments, and a $20 coffee donation. Councilman Weaver donated a plethora of movies, an audiobook. Michelle Shepard, the director of the Senior Center, donated $45 towards coffee. Kathy Blair also donated a sewing machine, decorations. The Fremont County Library for donating all their rotating movies. So all the movies that had been on the rotation were donated 100%. So those are now all property of the Shoshoni Library. Darlene Combs, the victim advocate, donated camera, books, and an audiobook. Audiobook?
It's audio.
Okay. And then Kathy Blair and Melissa donated $45 Easter baskets and eggs for story time. I guess it'd be Easter. Doug Howison donated $25, and Gary and Ann, don't know last name, donated $23 more for coffee. So there's been a lot of community support across the spectrum for donations to various capacities to try and add some services to the library. So just wanted to thank everybody for their time and donations. Upcoming events, May 1st and 2nd, library book and yard sale. Planning a pancake breakfast and barbecue on Saturday. And all funds will be for new books and supplies for the library. Also, the sewing club. Did you already start that?
This Saturday, making book bags for the patrons.
Okay. So sewing club will be starting with 2 sewing machines that were donated. And we're still looking for some donations for sewing supplies, fabric, pins, and thread.
Actually, that's already been taken care of.
Okay. Real-time updates. The library also has new hours for coffee. Thanks to Kathy's donation of time. The library is open at 7 o'clock in the morning for coffee. And that's it.
Do we have to meet any health requirements for that coffee?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, just, I mean,
Because
it's public, is it self-serve? I mean, just thought out there, do we need to,
Not for sale.
Screen the Kool-Aid or what?
well, I'm just saying, is there any requirements? I mean,
I'll say the library in Lander does the same thing.
okay, so I didn't know if there's any requirements for health codes or anything like this, because since it's all free, it's like a coffee machine in a business, you know,
Right.
you know, you go get your tires changed and there's a coffee machine there. So I'm wondering if there's any health codes.
As far as being hands-on stuff, there's no free hand on anything. It's all free devices. So there's no aspects of that prepared. That's where most of the health codes are, the preparation.
Okay,
And so in this case, it's.
that's good to hear. I'm glad to hear
Here's a good
that.
question. But we did model it after.
Okay,
Ready for Public Works?
Well, of course, most of us we've been busy with the new park on the sprinklers, which we finally got them ditches covered up today. We did get power swung over to the park, conduit from the building over to the hut, whatever you want to call it there, Chris, you know, so that's all moving along. We get some grass in there before it gets too hot. Of course, we had the motor grader out grading some roads, few that we could. We did get tires ordered for it. They haven't showed up to put them on yet. Brian has ground all the stumps at the Centennial Park, done a real good job grinding them out. We've got some spray for the bugs that are in them trees. It's supposed to kill them off, but of course, we can't put it down until I have the water going at the park, and I haven't got to that point where I turned it all on, but it'll be coming up. And of course, burn days, just to let everybody know, burn days did start April 1st, and they'll go till June 30th. Will be the ending of it. Our brush pile is getting pretty big, which once we finish up with these sprinklers, we'll probably jump down there while it's still cool and not blazing hot out there, so we don't catch prairie on fire and burn that. So, but it's about all I've got. Like I say, we just mainly been busy with the sprinklers, getting that.
Are you gonna do anything with the sewer system that you put in that froze up? Is there follow-up on that?
I haven't went out there because it's real soppy. Probably sink up to my neck in there. So what I'm doing right now is I'm letting it, the second lagoon drain down to where I can just totally shut it in and hold. But at this point, I can't shut it in or it'll overflow over the bank right now. But yes.
So we can't run into poison proof anymore?
No. Well, we can, but
just
it's, yes, we can. But the
That's
rules on it anymore are just so,
Well,
strict that I prefer not to,
okay.
But yes, we could. Like I said, I just prefer not to. So I'm trying to drain cell 2 down to where I can close it in. Hopefully it warms up a little bit to dry that mud hole to be able to walk out there. I attempted it the other day and I about sunk out of sight, so I was like, well, so.
So you know when DEQ is coming back to look at it or anything like that?
I don't. James was out, gosh, was that 2 months ago, Joel? Ruff was out with DEQ. Anyway, he went down and looked
I
at
think
it.
so, 2 months.
And he didn't, it's draining off the pads down to the lower part, which is really sandy and kind of puddling up down there. And he didn't have an issue with it. He just wanted me to plant cattails down there. So, with that being, if DEQ did come in and inspect me again, I've got it in writing that Bruff said it was okay, so we won't be in violation, but it's supposedly, he don't feel it's reaching into Poison Creek. It's still filtering through the sand and everything else. So,
Okay.
but yeah, at this point, I want to get out there and see what kind of damage was caused. But,
We were gonna get some compost, weren't we?
right.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. It's just so boggy down there. Yeah, I'd sink a piece of equipment out of sight. So yeah, it's a real mess. But hopefully it'll warm up and things will dry up and we'll get down there and take a look at it.
Thank you.
So
Any more questions?
I already talked to Bud today about that. So green side up.
Blade's been doing a good job, though.
Okay, thanks.
Last year when we presented presentations for the outgoing council people, we did have one ordered for Councilwoman Amber Dye when but she was very pregnant, not far from giving birth, so we we did not present it at that time, but time went by, and I would like to just pass this on and try to get it to her. I'll read. We did get her. We did get plaques. And it said the town of Shoshoni recognize Amber Dye. We acknowledge your commitment to the citizens of Shoshoni through your dedication and determination on public work projects, which benefit for all citizens for years to come. Your commitment to the town of Shoshoni's employees was evident while working on new employee guidebook and handbook. I was just recently listened to some of our past meetings, and Amber worked very, very hard on that. Had a lot of good input. I feel everything that she did, she was doing for the betterment of the Shoshone, and appreciate her hard work. We may not always agreed on what direction we were going, but she worked very hard, and for the betterment of the town of Shoshone, everything she did, I believe she was doing what she felt was best for the town, and she's earned our appreciation and respect for what she did. So we're going to present this to her in a companion plaque that recognizes her service for the town. It's as we all know, those of us that's been up here, you're putting a lot of effort towards the town and for the betterment of the town, and sometimes it's kind of thankless, but I just want to make sure we get this to Amber, and I want to recognize her for her service for the town of Shoshone. So does any other comments?
A round table or on Amber?
Yes, or any more, you want to bring something up that on the round table, the betterment of the town, I'd be willing to entertain that.
We talked on it earlier, so I was asked about, I think it's more of a question for Chris regarding town ordinance on garbage storage. It had been brought up about how I more or less would just want to defer to you in general. I was asked about it. I don't know what code is. I know that it's something that happens. I don't know if that's something that we as a council enforce, or if it comes directly to you, or if someone wants to complain.
So there is an ordinance for trash, that all trash has to be in a enclosed container or lid. There's an ordinance 11-2, 11-4. And we did issue 2 citations, well, 1 warning and 1 citation last year in the fall time. We have not issued yet this year. So that will be something that we will begin looking for. If somebody has a specific complaint, please let me know, and we'll address the.
So they'd be better off, so they wouldn't go to public works, they just go direct to.
If it's, yeah, because we have ordinances on refuse, we have ordinances on those, and I would be happy to go into further depth. Sorry, it was 11-3. I said 11-2 and 11-4 was right in the middle. Which that stipulates the containers, how they're to be constructed and how they have to be housed with the refuse inside of it. Basically to keep raccoons and cats, dogs from straying from across the yard. So stacking up your garbage on your front porch and leaving it there, that would be a violation of the statute. Or ordinance, sorry.
Good.
And they can pick up a report or a complaint here in City Town Hall, or they can contact the police department, or they can contact dispatch if they want to report anonymously. We'll still take a look at it.
Okay.
Anybody have councilman have anything else? Any questions from the audience? No questions from the audience? None being, can I have someone move to adjourn this meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? None being, all in favor of adjourning our meeting at 8:48, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Councilman Weaver, you still on?
Yes, sorry, it hit mute on it.
Okay, aye, okay.
I had a dog.
I
bark.
didn't know. I thought we might need to go in discussion on this. I wasn't sure. It's been unanimous.